itself, it reflects the essence of simplicity. You close your eyes, you breathe in and out through your nostrils, pay attention, and something happens. What, you might ask? Exactly what happens for meditation. Clarity, my one word response. My other is serenity.
Bingo! Good morning or afternoon, 12:12. We are, inshallah and ashe. It is a freaky Friday, and our spidey senses are online. That's our intuition and our psychic abilities. Our Sira, our otherworldly higher self, is actually activated and elevated. It's accessible for us today. More so today than on other days, a little unusual and unique, but call in your spirit for guidance and be sure to ground. A lot of people don't ground or protect themselves. And of course, center, heart centered, or solar plexus. We always have options. Spiritually and emotionally first, and go with the flow of the divine, getting those gut instincts, telepathy, visions, and just trust the guidance just coming in, streaming in through your heart, spirit to soul. It's like doing a cosmic dance, really, getting in the jiggy of it. But hey, if you think about someone and something comes out of the blue, crosses your mind, your spirit space, take notice, because we're always connected to the other world. However, today it's at that higher frequency octave, a different kind of energy streaming in. With that, welcome to today's Daily Snippet. Once again, I am your host. I'm a practicing holistic shaman and medium, an otherworldly life coach, and a subtle energetic surgeon, but I do go with the term holistic Sha'medium, kind of my own cosmic soup. But my intention is to utilize the power of these indigenous technologies, the elemental realms, the original divine blueprint, to navigate our soul's harmonic through the realms of the elements into the elemental highway, through to the imaginal realm, through the gateway of our shamanic portal, with the cosmos, subtle energies, elements, elemental beings, and really so much more, with offerings, prescriptions, and rituals to add to our cosmic soup in our container, the juice, your personal medicine, your prime directive, just assisting you in discovering your inner genius, your own personal medicine, the star that I believe each and every one of us are, and reintroducing you to that magical being that resides within that star so you can shine even brighter, be lighter. And again, my name is Tonya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. And if you have yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Authentically Heartfelt, please do. Again, Tonya D. Go ahead and hit the bell button so you're notified. And also comment, share if you feel so. That will get you a message to get you on your way for your magical day. Echoing out the algorithm to other like-minded users in the universe, the galactic universe, the cosmos, who may also muse about insights of the other world, the world of spirit, source, divine interventions, and beings that are otherworldly and elemental, and really so much more. But you can also find me on other social platforms if you feel called: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and my Musing with Tonya D podcast. And if your soul or your spirit today wishes to dive deep, actually, or both, it is a soul spirit kind of day. Two of those, the soul, feeding the soul. But if you wish to dive deeper into the realms of the other world, head on over to my Musing corridor. This is my digital library in the sky, where you have some amazing options to assist you, to guide you. I really am your shamanic assistant. You are your own healer. We all have intuitive gifts. But with that, how was your inner peace yesterday? Were you able to go with the flow, maybe reconcile inner emotional disruptions in your field? Did the messages of the day resonate with your chalice, your heart? So we have a combo today of our psychic abilities and our intuitive gifts online. So if you're at the crossroads of discerning them or are new to exploring them, the Energy Body Demystified is a foundational starting point, baby steps. And from there, I have Change Your Stars. And I was gifted this from birth, the sacred waters of a diviner, psychic intuition. So you too may be receiving some very powerful downloads today, spiritual insights, messages orchestrated by Source, the divine God herself, even coming into alignment with your own spiritual acumen and those truths, and having a self-realization why you have arrived on the earth plane at this moment in time, the space and time. So just really pay attention to those subtle sensations and nuances throughout the day. Feelings too, emotional empathy kind of meets divine inspiration, taking those inspirited actions. So if you sense or pick up something intuitively from the environment around you, really take note of those messages. And with that, just a few announcements. Hang on, I'm getting all crafty here. Do you like my craftiness? Just a few announcements. The Musing Moon meditation is on the highway. If you're new to my show, it's the buck full moon, and we're getting into the thick of it, like the spin of the heat. There's a lot of cosmic energies at play this upcoming week. So it's like, are you beginning to feel new rules? Maybe you felt a galactic turning point since the 1st of July through the 4th, and like even now. And then Monday we have Pluto's galactic return, the United States return. The planet of power, change, transformation, and boundaries returns to its natal place when the United States was born. So it's like about rewriting the Declaration of our own independence and freedom. I'd be musing about what that looks like. Feel into it over the weekend. And the full buck moon on the 13th, it's kind of faded. This is where our divine paradigm kind of shifts. The story becomes altered. The future story of what it looks like and what it feels like and where it's going. So change in what we believe we feel in all the things. Like, what do we believe we feel in our lifestyle, work, relations? What do we feel in our own self-values, money systems, declaring all systems, government, economic, and otherwise, all the systems. And it's water, and water is huge feelings. So some are really going to go into the void, and spirit is also online. So it's like this new faith and faded kind of spirit and spiritedness. So be sure to listen to that. Tag me when you do to the Musing Buck Moon, the meditation in Capricorn. And also, if you're new, I do an energetic meditation circle. Be sure to join. Cleansing the Cosmic Chalice. But this upcoming meditation in the season of Leo, the heart of the chalice, our sun is really going to be highlighted. That'll be streaming live. And also as a weekend reminder, Soliciting Solitude, that's an investment in you. It's actually a one-time price of only $88. It's a library of growing meditations that you can tune into right on your phone through an app, just to start your day. So what resonates with you? I have a crystal ball, tuning forks, and a pendulum. That's your options. Go ahead and comment in the show notes. But with the energies of today going into the weekend, you may feel a spirited place in the universe where your soul kind of resides. We've really been reestablishing our emotional foundation, our home, our family, feeling valued, feeling our emotional field, creatures, fur babies, nurturing our home life, being supported, and all those aspects, family, tradition, even memories. So you may feel a higher resolution of your home evaluation. You may become clear about reconciling and forgiving, whether it's people, places, things, events, just letting it go down the streams, letting go of the debris and what you feel, things that hold our feelings kind of bound up. So they're not able to flow, to be into more peace, be in a peaceful, easy feeling like yesterday, just flowing into our emotions and utilizing our intuition and our spiritual gifts, seeing into it as if you are literally scrying into the waters to see what you may forgive, and also what was a lesson, a memo, getting the memo. But the messages today, I'm bringing them in from the Shadowscape. So what is it you use? What tools? So we've got a pendulum, a crystal ball, and tuning forks. Options, I'm changing it up a little. But on the elemental highway, we have a young water dog, a Ren Xu of a day, big water in the heavens. So this is like the galaxy of the stars. There's no root though. The water isn't rooted. And metal is hidden in the dog, so hidden support for our day. And at the hour of the horse, we're going to have what's called a fire trine with the dog and the tiger, so that's more spirit energy. And the two earths, so our day is pretty feeble, believe it or not. Water, not the dog and the goat, the greatest of all time, but the big water born in the month of the goat. So this is like the end of summer. The earth is dry. It's really a dominating kind of energy. The fire is still strong, and the earth herself is hot and dry. So this is like, feels like a desert kind of day, that oasis feeling. Yin metal, the refined knife or a tool, that's what's needed to balance our yang water day. To be a support, a resource, metal would be the best asset. And today is actually a great day to be a friend, a true friend. My screen's off to the side. That's why I'm looking over there, by the way. So yeah, social circle, friends, you know, a friend might need some help moving, stuff like that. So what was your spirit tool choice? Oopsie. Oh, don't look at that. Let me go back. Dun, 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 dun. Did you pick the crystal ball, a pendulum, or tuning forks? So if you pick the crystal ball, ding, 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 whew, you get the Knight of Cups, unicorn. The unicorn is the son of the sea, born of sponges and these endless white waves. Unicorns, right? Super juicy. They've got this wild abandon with the ocean, the surge of the waves. And those who only have a pure heart can actually touch this little creature. Few are even able to ride their backs. A lot of medicine in that horn. But the Knight of Cups is the companion of this creature in secret missions, if you will. And only the two of them together can go on this mysterious journey. So he's kind of like the Knight of the Round Table, which you know I love the Round Table, with the mission of finding the Holy Grail, which to me is the moon and our emotions. But he's an amorous person. He's always following the call of the heart and the emotions, which is nice, right? The artist, the musician, the poet, with eyes that can see through all these invisible kingdoms of fantasy. So he's the type of dreamer that doesn't allow any laws of physics to prevent him from surfing on the waves and riding the waves, actually, or fleeing. So he follows his dreams, and he's always allowed his intuition to lead the way. So this is kind of the frequency of today. You can see, maybe you can't see them, but there's a sea of goblins. They're spongy little spirits. And they're telling him about the wonders behind the strange and those uncharted lands outside. So he wished he would have the opportunity to just flow and follow these little goblins, these sea goblins, and experience their stories like vividly and magically. So the Holy Grail embodies perfection, that it's always seeking the Holy Grail. So understanding that we keep true and honor our faith, be faithful, pursuing our heart in our faith, not being faithful relationship. I guess you could do the same, but pursuing what our heart is telling us. So in that moment, we can taste what's contained inside that cup, held in that chalice in the sky. So the waves are stirring, they're raging, and the Knight is becoming awakened. But he's not caring. He's just riding the deep blue waves. But he's noticing the beauty of the sparkling water, the beauty and the bounty all around him. So this represents new experiences, social offers, new opportunities, vacation, seduction, fantasy, art, music, dance, dreams, intuition. But it's also kindness and empathy in the pursuit of our dreams. The dreams of happiness is kind of how I see that. But the person represented by the Knight of Cups is a person with great knowledge who loves exploring, but also at the same time, they're extremely sensitive to the intentions, the plots that are kind of targeted at them. They're people with strange charms. Maybe they have a panoramic view. And in their personalities, they're sometimes the ones who seldom pay attention to their own personal needs. They take the needs of the others seriously. So they are deeply vulnerable to mental abuse, which is curious, and by those who actually take advantage of their beliefs. So they often create a burden on themselves. Kind of reminds me of the god Atlas in a way, carrying the burdens on our shoulders. Hang on, let me get rid of that. I'm hilarious today. Oh boy. And on the other hand, there are people who tend to excessively love and protect. Even they want to impose their will on those they love. And they also tend to avoid confronting conflicts or resolving them emotionally because they lack that analytical rootedness. So this message is kind of telling us that things are actually going to get better, juicy, better, good and gooder. So you may feel full of energy, ready for action. And this often just means the good news, especially in our inner world, emotions, are likely going to come to us. It's a message of manifestation, event, a person in your life, or part of yourself. So the night often appears as a messenger, an invitation, the appearance of someone, something that brings those good feelings, offering an interesting invitation, maybe otherworldly, resulting in an emotional experience that brings the energy, brings you energy, and brings in an excited state of being, awareness, but also providing information. So it represents the wisdom that comes from our dreams and helps us overcome the obstacles of life. So if you're starting a new creative project, really bringing your imagination into the real world, into reality. So actions are the lifeline of our imagination. So if you do nothing about your dreams, they will be forever vague and unrelated to your life. So it's also a message to really tell us to explore our passions and big ideas in the moment. And then we realize that we have been fascinated by a passion or a hobby for a very long time. So this really is the time to take that action, put it into the flow, the water. So you don't need to burn the stage. Instead, balancing the idea with the action, getting in the flow, and ensuring that you are actively striving to achieve your goals and ambitions, and really adding emotion to it, adding the adjective of emotion, the passion, the excitement, the joy, the peace, like all the good stuff into that chalice in the sky. That's how I see that. Okay, who chose the tuning forks? You get the 5 of Wands. What? 5, action, Wands. It's also the mind. But this is also avoiding the hunt. You can see the wild rabbits, or maybe you can't. They're running around. They're trying to escape and darting and just under the branches. And you can also see the fox. I don't know if you can see the rabbits, but there are some rabbits in there. They're just trying to get out of the race, I guess is what you could say. The adrenaline, the blood, red, scattered all over the air, and it's leading the way for the predators, which are the foxes. So just like that, they frantically follow along the path here, trying to escape. They're getting chased, and they're trying not to trample each other for the same purpose, only to climb up to the top of the staff, if you will. So they're dashing, they're in the air, they're going towards their prey, but everyone just takes care of themselves, right? So it's like, thanks to the battle of these fluffy little furs, the rabbit has this crazy time. So they did everything they could to hinder the little rabbit. However, they seem to just be picking a fight, right? So it's as if swimming upstream against a strong wave, exhaustion burns out within the very fiber of their essence. So suddenly there's this faint voice called from within, the subconscious. Whoo! It's like trying to get into the flow and to calm down. And there's this tidal conflict in it all the way and running away, actually. But not going to happen. In doing so, somebody might rush in to trample. So it feels like the hustle of the heart beating in each beat of the match. So this is difficulties, it's obstacles, life obstacles, something that we need to overcome if we want to survive. So the 5 of Wands, sometimes it's like a dozen multi-dimensional obstacles, a dozen otherworldly obstacles thrown into life, gradually turning and turning into a bigger wall of obstacles and challenges that we need to overcome or learn how to overcome. So it's like being brave and allowing our body to awaken and getting into the flow of adrenaline with our body, our mind, our blood, really the blood of like our ancestors, the wisdom there, to face these difficulties. Besides just learning to cope with these challenges and having a strong recovery where we're not overwhelmed or in the moments of despair forever. Instead, we know how to appreciate these unfamiliar sources of power and use them to fight obstacles. So it's like this external conflict, a struggle, competition, fair competition, being assertive, a physical activity, obviously a lot of obstacles, maybe disagreements, agitation, controversy, having self-doubt, disturbances, troubling hormones even, but mostly territorial protection. It's kind of how I see this. But number 5 usually represents conflict and change, and so does the 5 of Wands. So the message here is that we're in the middle of a conflict maybe some tension, possibly competition, and it's affecting our ability to advance, move forward towards our goals. So instead of being able to work with people, you are against that. So your views are constantly challenged. Maybe they're persnickety. So the people here, possibly, or maybe the problem, not the people, is that everyone is trying to express their views. The people creating, expressing their views, but nobody is listening. So that instigates a challenge. But it's also a message of competition. So it's kind of like you're about to go be in a competition or a contest with somebody or an opponent out into the future. So sometimes it's a message that this is friendly competition and just helping to protect yourself and perfect yourself to move forward. But over time, competition, right? It gradually can become kind of serious. So it's kind of a warning on one hand, but it's fun on the other. So either way, competition's approaching. It's just not fierce at the moment. It soon may become a conflict. Someone may become jealous or have an intention to dismantle your reputation. So you're kind of wasting your time observing what others do or with envy instead of minding your own business. So instead, really take advantage of your envy and your ambition, utilize it in the right place so you can get what you want very soon. But it's also a message that kind of points us in a direction that we also may experience an emotional trauma. You may be moody. Maybe thoughts are leading to inaccurate thinking or making bad decisions. So it's kind of like the advice would be to spend time doing activities, because it's Mars kind of feeling, that are more about being mindful, more about relaxation, yoga, meditation, stuff like that. So it's like taking the breath and taking the pause and putting our mind on the shelf it until you're ready, because the mind can be cruel sometimes. And our final message from the Pendulum is the juggling act of life, the Two of Pentacles. So we've had emotion with the cups, action, fire with the wands, and we've got earth, manifestation. But two is emotion, emotion to manifest. The moon herself, the goddess, is in Scorpio. Woo woo! Any Scorpio moons out there? I'm one. But it's hidden emotions, Scorpio, coming to the surface. But this is the juggling active life. So he's standing on one leg, juggling life. He's beginning to dance, but he's creating this equilibrium on the basis of juggling disorder. So just like the god of destruction, Hindu, Shiva. So this is an individual kind of person, a person, right? Not a god, who's harmonized. They're balancing these opposing forces. But at the same time, he's a normal person. He's not a god doing all this, but he's in this current posture and he's not stable enough. He's sitting on, or he's standing on this pointed peak. He's standing there. It's starting to shake. So it's like a breeze, a wrong move, the ability to make him fall into the abyss. So something that can happen at any time, which we all go through this, right? The abyss. But there's confidence that always exists within us, our solar plexus. So just knowing the dance and knowing that it can be almost perfect and we can fool over any evil trick in any situation, but it's being able to feel every wind, every movement, the silent and the invisible partners. So they're performing this elaborate kind of dance together, the winds of change even. So it's like, does this confidence disappoint, or could that confidence one day kick him into the abyss, kind of like into the ish? So is the wind going to discourage the wandering lifestyle of streaming through the world and strike back before we can react, or adapt to the lightning reversal of it, the streams going backwards? It really is the dance of life. That's kind of what I'm flowing into. But this is the art of balancing, taking the action to balance, juggling, keeping everything in a state of movement. It reminds me of the Fae, the topsy-turvettes. Or actually, it was undressing the salad the other day. But this is flexibility, directions, change, moving, new direction, adapting to a new direction. But this is also kind of a message of a warning that we may face a chaotic challenge in our own way with a strong spirit, if you will, just to be alert. Danger sometimes is always lurking. I tend to not do that. But it may be bigger if we engage in too many challenges all at the same time, streaming in. But this is balance. It's being cooperative, having an alternative action, engagement, being flexible, multitasking, happy. Jack of all trades kind of reminds me of a Gemini. Jack of all trades, new beginnings, good news, gifts, change, even a new relationship, the juggling act of life, right? But it's about balance. It often refers to the aspects of being cooperative in our relations. Maybe you tend to maintain the balance of two extended areas of your life, like finance, health, love, career. It really is kind of the whole wheel, but it's usually considered a good sign, so I'll take that. But, if there's two major patterns that keep showing up in your life, maybe we need to quit focusing on so many things, multitasking, not the right thing, like narrow it down. Maybe we need to cut down on something we're doing and just focus on two main ingredients or priorities and just pay attention, maybe like financial situations, relationships. This could also represent management, as it appears to kind of mark a stage when we need to rebalance every aspect of our life. For example, financial issues, especially with all the crazy out there, should be kind of controlled. It's not bad and it's not good. It's neither positive nor negative kind of thing, good, bad, whatever. It's kind of neutrality, balancing, just putting everything in order and staying focused. So most of the reason for the appearance of the Two of Pentacles generally often is financial problems that you might be encountering, and to remind us that all financial matters, kind of, we have to manage them and to do everything we can to budget. Maybe we rearrange. And if money is not the case, it may be that we're doing things that it's kind of wasting our time. So energetically, it kind of says that we're trying to balance everything in our life, the juggling act of life, be it career, love, money, whatever. But thanks to the difficulties, getting the memoirs, that's when we learn how to control all the issues of juggling life around us, the matters of time management, being organized, but really remaining optimistic, and when you're in there, you can kind of feel into the alert signals that we're facing and controlling different aspects like spending or tightening our personal reins in order to overcome this stage, what it is. So we have the action on Inspirited Dreams, the Knight of Cups. We've got the season of the moon we're in, and we're going to the stage of completion where people may see us and be jealous, to the juggling act of life, the physical juggling act of life. So I would be connecting to the universe today, listening to the messages, the signs, the sigils, because I'm into sigils right now, and be open to them, all the signs, not just the sigils, and allowing the truth to unfold like a cosmic cloth, if you will. I kind of saw that, like a cloth in two hands from Spirit, handing down from Source. And allow Source to guide us. So you may feel forgiveness release and letting go of an emotional stream or several streams that keep us spiraling like waters in a pattern. Water, right? Water spirals. You've seen those, I think. But thank it for showing up and just send it downstream. So with our feelings and our intuition online, what do you feel and sense? So it's like the voom, the seed sound of the sacral, and the ong or the ing, depending, of the crown, and the sound of metal, Sammy the snake. These are all in the show notes, so kind of play with them. I would probably bring the crown down to my sacral myself, or you could bring the sacral up to the crown. We've got options, but I would ground into metal energies for the foundation with the elemental highway. So it's important to ground our emotional foundation and call in Spirit today. I would subscribe to the channel of Spirit, an octave of the divine. So it's as if we can channel in the streams of grace, streams of Spirit. That's what I do. What am I saying? Streams of Spirit, feeling, streams of our emotional field even, and sending emotions downstream that really just don't serve us. You can wave them goodbye. Healing in spirit, emotions, and intuition. So I would affirm that I'm grounding my emotions, streaming the highway with Spirit, kind of floating on the highway. Listen to your intuition today and really stream in the waters. Go to the waters. Water is a conduit where metal is a conductor, different frequencies. But with that, enjoy the weekend. And if you can, join me in my corridor for an offering, divination, solitude, or learning to use your intuitive gifts. And with that, I will see you on the magic of the other side. Ashe. Blessings.